I just saw Meek Mill in the club during Super Bowl in New Orleans, right?
So you do still go to the club?
I went to the club because they told me Meek Mill was gonna be there that night. I don't know if you know or not, but Meek Mill was one of the artists who I kind of had some online, public back and forths with about a year ago. So now if he in my city and I got an opportunity to go to the club to go link with him face to face, to have a man-to-man talk, I'm with that. So 2:52 in the morning, I'm in the club, you heard me?
What's happening?
I'm doing wonderful, Taz. It's great to meet you.
Finally.
Yeah.
Let's let everybody know. So we've been talking, I guess, over the last couple of years, maybe?
Yeah, over the last few years, talking online, literally on the phone, on social media, really building.
Building.
To the point where I'm like, oh, I know Tez, but then I thought about it, I said, I ain't never met Tez. So that hug, I hope they caught that hug this morning, because that was a real hug.
That was a real hug.
That wasn't no church hug.
Right. It's nice
real.
to meet you, brother, for real.
Yeah.
Like this whole time, it just shows how technology can bring people together, but that face-to-face is nothing like that face-to-face.
Ain't nothing like that face-to-face, because energy don't lie.
That's right. That's right.
So if I'd have walked in here, I'm like, oh, she ain't the real deal. I can feel the energy. I'd have knew it. But I'm like, nah.
You turned around and walked out?
Yeah, I would have walked out.
Okay.
Yeah. I got some things I could be doing.
Right. Well, I'm glad you're here. Let's tell the people, I'll be calling, giving you unsolicited advice. All in your business, don't have nothing to do with nothing. Just calling like, hey, brother, I just want to such. Tell us about that a little bit. Like when I am calling you to just, whether to be encouraging, motivating, you've always been so receptive, to just hear other thoughts. And so I'm one that don't believe in going in the comments. If I disagree with somebody, if I have a certain opinion, I reach out one-on-one.
Yeah, you get on my nerves sometimes. You heard me? So, some of them calls, I'll be like, but I'll be like, maybe this is the big sister I never had, you heard me? Because I got a little sister back home in New Orleans, so I'm the oldest. So I'm like, maybe this is that person that you know they love you, but sometimes when they're hitting you, you be like, man, I don't feel like hearing this right now.
Right.
But deep down, I know that I need this, and it's gonna benefit me. So I thank you for the advice that you have given me. And sometimes just saying, D, what you saying, you're not wrong. You feel me? You're not wrong. Just be aware of the audience you're trying to reach and how that may come across. And that makes me really refine my message to be a better version of who I'm trying to be, you know what I mean? So, no, I appreciate that. And
I appreciate your feedback with me as well. Iron sharpens iron. We say that, but we have to really do that for real. We have to care enough, to be able to say, hey, babe, I'm seeing what you're saying, and I'm not trying to be critical. But I know God has a plan for you. That's clear.
And the one thing is, you've never told me to shut up, you feel me? Because I firmly believe that when the righteous remain silent, evil wins.
That's right.
So I can't remain silent, you heard me? I gotta make righteous noise. I gotta keep talking about what I see going on in the world and in the culture that I know it ain't right, you heard me? Like, I know that. So anybody that try to get me to be quiet or shut up or, man, don't be so opinionated, that's a red flag to me.
That's right.
You ain't never told me that.
Yeah.
You just like, nah, just be cognizant of how you delivering this eloquent message that you have.
Absolutely. And people had to tell me, and they tell me that now. I'm always self-checking myself. Could I deliver it better? But I want to say, I also tell people, sometimes you're just going to get it raw. It is what it is, like FedEx. I'm not waiting on you to sign for it. I'm not waiting on you to receive it. People tell me the same thing, oh, maybe they can receive it better. No, this particular message need to be raw just like this. Just like this. So it's rare when I do, reach out to you, because I think it's important. You've ruffled feathers, for sure. You have shaken the table, for sure. We've just had conversations on, I know with Christianity, I'm a Christian. And so I know trying to get people to see, you're not necessarily trying to push them into a certain religion. You're just trying to purify, if you will, hip hop as a whole.
Absolutely, because at this point, it's just about good versus evil. It's just about morality. Like hip-hop's moral compass is at an all-time low right now, because we've created a reward system that rewards ratchetness. So we got to show that righteousness is rewarding. Because I guarantee you, Tez, that if you tell somebody, look, you can make $100,000 either hurting your community or helping your community. Everybody has said, I'd rather make 100 racks helping my community. But in hip hop, all you see is people making money and getting rewarded for hurting their community, or people that's pushing negativity, right? And that's shown that gets you famous, that gets you paid. So I'm here to say, first of all, just because you're getting paid don't mean that you're not spreading poison. You heard me? So it's a lot of rich people, but morally they bankrupt.
Yeah.
So it's like we got to talk about that. You heard me?
Were you ever at a place where you thought balance was important? You know, where a little bit of ratchetness, but a little bit of righteousness. And are you at the place now where it's like, no, you pick a side or step aside?
No,
was there ever a journey? Was there ever where you kind of thought,
yeah,
maybe this is okay, but we need to clean it up? Because now it seems like you're like, no, it's not okay. You need to make a decision.
Correct. No, I never thought that it was cool to have that type of balance. And you know why? Because I just asked myself, does God want there to be a balance?
Yeah.
Does God want there to be like, yeah, we need some murder music. We need some music that's glorifying, disrespecting women, you heard me? Raping people, being drug dealers to our own community. And we need some music that's giving God the glory.
Yeah.
And that's going to talk about getting an education and helping your people out. And the more I thought about that, I said, that's asinine to think that God is like, yeah, we need some of y'all and some of y'all.
Yeah.
Nah, that's not the case.
You don't think anything comes out of the...
No, not
telling the story? Is there a difference between telling the story, people's lived experience, and glorification, or you see it as both?
I'm famous for saying there's a difference between narration and glorification.
Okay.
I've always said that we need people to rap about and to talk about rape, murder, drugs, poverty, you heard me? All the negative things, we need people to talk about that, but narrate it. Talk about how gruesome and grimy that stuff is. Talk about how the end result of that lifestyle is not gonna be good, you feel me? Narrate it, but don't glorify it. When you glorify it as an artist, you literally have been gifted by God with the power to make anything that you represent cool, you heard me? As an artist, like that's what our creativity gets us. If I wanted to, I could make this clear glass of water sounds so amazing and so admirable and so sexy because of how I could put 16 bars together around a glass of water, right? We gotta be careful, because what if this wasn't a glass of water? What if this was a glass of poison? I could make that poison seem delicious to people. And guess what hip hop is doing? It's taking a whole bunch of poison, and instead of narrating it and talking about the particles inside it and explaining the poison, it's making you glorify the poison. And it's making kids at home who watching this, and even adults, look and be like, you know what I want to do to that poison?
I want to taste.
And now you're infected.
Yeah, that's deep. What's an artist that you think has done a good job of narrating? I'll say for me, going back in the 90s, like E40 with Federal. You know, talking about the consequences of selling drugs, but still narrating the story, but also saying this is what you need to do, this is how you need to do, this is how you avoid certain things. Who's an artist that you think has done a good job of narrating, but still putting those messages in on this ain't it? Because is that even possible?
Yeah, my favorite rapper, Nas.
Yeah, okay.
I think Nas has always done a great job of that. Like, you knew Nas was from the hood. He talked about it, he described it. You saw what he was seeing because of the pictures he painted. But at the same time, Nas made it to where you could tell that he wanted more, and he didn't feel like this was the final destination for his life or for anybody in the hood's life. And he gave you that, I know I can be what I want to be. He gave you that type of stuff. He gave you, if I ruled the world, he gave you like some light at the end of the tunnel, you know? Right now, the tunnel is dark and desolate, and people saying, we happy here.
That's deep. Well, shout out to Nas and Perfect Chick. That's one of my favorite ones. He breaks down, like, what is the perfect woman? So just shout out to him. Yeah. So you've upset some folks, for sure.
Yeah, I'm so happy I have.
You happy that you
so
have?
Happy I have. Yeah, like all I done is I seen an ant pile, and I seen an ant pile where I'm like, man, they so comfortable inside that ant pile. And that ant pile don't represent anything that's helping our people. And we think that a message of get money is just helping our people. Even get money is poisonous if it make people fall in love with the money. You know what I'm saying? You ain't never supposed to be in love with the money, man. That money is a green piece of paper. That's a tool. So I seen that ant pile, and I simply just was walking on the path God had my life going on, and I was walking right next to the ant pile because I'm in hip hop. So I see the ant pile as my next door neighbor. And I just stepped on the ant pile. And all them ants in there, they got pissed off.
Yeah, and you're not the first one that done that though. So what do you think? What's different about your foot?
Yeah, my foot is from New Orleans. I got a New Orleans foot. You heard me? So that New Orleans foot, like them toes hit different. You heard me? That aroma, that everything just hit different because I'm stepping boldly. Like I'm not backing down and saying well, I don't want to disrupt you guys too much, but I just kind of wanted to say, could you keep the noise down over there? I'm saying, hey, I love all of y'all, you heard me? Like, I really do. Like, I got receipts that I done kicked it with all of y'all, but this is going too far, man. So I got to shake this thing up. And I still love you, but I didn't just shook you up, you heard me? And that right there, that hit different, I think, when that comes from me. That hit different. And then some of them who say, oh, Dee-1 a clout chaser, man. Dee-1 just trying to get on. Man, go do your research, clown. Last 15 years, been saying the same thing. College professor, currently. Middle school teacher, before that. You know what I'm saying? All my music, consistent this whole time. Just put my 13th album out, Timeless, Volume 2. You listen to that, you listen to any of my other albums. It's all me being the same version of who I am, but I just got more confidence now because I know that time down here is short. You know what I'm saying? Like these people be playing like they're really immortal, like they're invincible. Like, I'm gonna show you. I wanted to wear this during the interview, but they said my chains was clanking too much, right? But see this man right here? That's Papa, that's my grandfather, you know what I mean? They busy looking up to rappers, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm looking up to Papa and Mama, you know what I'm saying? Like, these my earthly heroes, you feel me? And these the people to where so many things that hip hop would glorify, right? I would bring around my grandparents and I would try to showcase that side of me. It's like, oh, hip hop always glorifying materialism. So I get some fancy jewelry, I go buy something expensive and bring around them, they were not impressed. And I was like, oh, I feel crazy because the people I'm really looking up to, they looking like, boy, you look like a clown bringing that around us, thinking that that's what we care about. We care about your character, how you treating people. We care about who are you helping in this world. And so I realized that hip hop is really Hypocritical Hop at this point. And that's the name of my next album, by the way, Hypocritical Hop.
Hypocritical Hop. Yeah, I want to speak to that though. When somebody say, you know, he's just trying to get on, or he's just trying to come up. If I get on for helping my own, I'm all right with that. Like, to start pushing back on that, I'm all right with that. Yeah, I want all the clout and all the glory and everything that's supposed to come with putting my people on. You know, there's an old song that say, well, I should wear a crown. When I get up there, they'll tell the story. So I want to tell the story of how, I got on. Ain't that what he said he was going to do, put a robe on and tell the story? So your sister just gave you something to push back on. Yeah, I'm trying to get on. I want to be written in the book of the Lamb. I wanted to be clear about what I did. So you clout chasing for that. I'm clout chasing for this. And the reward of the clout is the crown.
There you go.
That's a bar. Did y'all get
that? That's a big bar.
I said the reward
of the clout
is the crown.
And for other people, the reward of the clout is the cash. And the reward of the clout is some followers online. You heard me? That's crazy. And that's the thing, is like, when you chasing eternal rewards, it hit different. And people that have a worldly mindset can't even understand what you're going after because they can't see it. They lack the faith to see it. Man, what I want, this world can't even give me. It's gonna take for God to say, well done, I'm pleased, my good and faithful servant. But y'all can't even think like that because all you can see is what this world could give you. And that's what I see so much of. It's so much degeneracy in this culture. It's so many people that at this point, they're almost 50 years old, Tez. They're almost 50 years old and they are displaying like foolishness and they are getting rewarded for it. And you could tell, like, I'm so disappointed with 50 Cent. I'm so disappointed with Kanye West. Them little dudes is almost 50 years old, acting like some teenagers. And you could tell that they have another side to them because we've seen that they have another side, but they choose willful ignorance time and time again because of some clicks that they're gonna get. Oh, I'm gonna make fun of Irv Gotti after he died. Oh, I'm gonna get online and say I'm a Nazi. Man, y'all sound stupid, man. Y'all sound foolish. And I know you better than that. Because I know that
though? When you say I know you better than that?
I know that they're better than that. They've showed us that they're better than that.
But is that really them though? I'm of the belief like you are who you are. I think sometimes we want, and I'm not, this is just my philosophy on that. When people say, oh no, you better than that. No, that's just really who you are. That's who you are. I know there's a desire to want to be better, but I have to wonder, was that a mask? Was that really not you? Or is this just really you?
Okay.
But I know you coming from the inspirational side of saying be better, try to be better. I come from the, that's you. I need to recognize that that's you, and I deal with you accordingly.
Gotcha. I think I do both of them at the same time, because I think that the teacher in me or see a student of mine in the classroom that's acting wild, but I know like, man, you got another side to you. I just got to figure out how to pull that other side out of you.
Oh, that's the difference. Well, see, I got a master's in adult education. So I teach grown folks.
Yeah,
See,
okay.
The difference between when I'm subbing and taught middle school is that's a child. Train up a child in the way you should go. So my philosophy with grown folks, damn near 50, you are who you are. It's not that I'm giving up on you.
Yeah.
I do believe that an old dog can learn new tricks. I do believe there's also people can be, be rehabilitated. They can change. But the educator in me got to deal with you on that because we don't have the time. I think it's important you do what you do. But this is where the balance comes in. But it's also important to have other folks like me to say, no, let's just stop wasting our time on that. Where they say it's better to deal with a child than an adult. The paraphrase, I can't remember the quote, but better to invest in a child than somebody who's 50.
Than a fixing adult.
Right,
Yeah.
because that's what you are.
Yeah.
So do you think you should so my question is, should more time be spent on the children? Or you think it's still necessary to poke the bear at the adults?
Yeah, I think both because the children are watching the adults.
You do that, okay.
So if the children see that nobody in this culture is willing to step up to the plate and say, man, y'all down bad for what y'all pushing out there as adults with huge platforms, then the children, the young, malleable, impressionable minds started thinking maybe nothing is wrong with those DGs. Okay. Not those OGs, those DGs, those disappointing grown-ups are pushing, you know what I'm saying? Because they're not OGs. They are disappointing grown-ups. They're DGs, you feel me? And we got so many of them in the culture, and they think they gangsters. That's the thing. It's so many people in our culture that think they gangsters. You not gangster. That's not gangster. Ain't nothing gangster about that, man. We here to redefine what gangster means. Growing and nurturing gifts, serving the Almighty. That's gangster, you heard me?
Say that again.
Yeah, growing and nurturing gifts, serving the Almighty. Okay. That's gangster.
What about for people that don't believe in God, though? Do you think you can touch them?
Absolutely. They tell me all the time. They be like, boy, I'm not Christian, but I tell you, you got my ear, D. You got my attention, brother. Like, even though I don't even know where I stand as far as my faith. And it's just because on a human level, on a moral level, what I'm saying resonates with people because they know it. They know it. They got eyes. Their eyes can show them that some of this stuff is not right. The glorification of what is destructive to our community and to the human race, the glorification of that stuff is not right, yo. And anytime people want evil to be unopposed, then you gotta question where their heart is. And usually their heart is simply trying to make a buck. Because the only people in life that want evil to be unopposed are the people that are profiting off of that evil. You feel me? I'm independent in every sense of the word. Like financially, I'm in such a wonderful place. Like God done made it to where I've been smart with my money. I got investments, I got apartment complexes, I got music money, I got teaching money, I got whoop-de-woo, I got this, I got children's book, I got music royalties, I got merchandise. Yo, this ain't no clout chase. At a certain point, this ain't even a career for me.
Right.
This ain't no career. This is a mission I'm on. So when I get the call, oh, come sit down with Tez, Revolt TV, I'm there. How much I'm getting paid for this? Nothing.
Zero, right.
I want people to know that. I'm not getting paid to be here right now. This is a mission, straight up. Like people gotta know that some of us just care about making the world better that much.
Right.
So don't hit me with the, oh, you just doing this for the bag, or that's just your lane just to get paid. I got paid already.
Right.
And I'm gonna keep getting paid by the grace of God, but this ain't for that.
Right.
This is to make somebody say, oh, he talking that talk.
Yeah, yeah.
Now I got the courage to go live my life and showcase the best of who I am.
Yeah.
Because people at war with themselves every day, Tez, it's like, which side of me do I showcase? Do I showcase the light? Do I showcase the darkness in me? And if we have a reward system set up to where black people see that showcasing the darkness in us gets us paid and popular, it make people say, I'm gonna turn the wheel that way and maybe showcase that side of who I am. I gotta show people, we gotta show people that peace and positivity is profitable and rewarding.
Well, I appreciate you saying that, but I'm gonna tell my side of the story with that because I think the other side is also important. So when you said a mission, I always say calling over career. So I'm gonna be honest, in the social justice space I've been in for the last 17 years, it has not been profitable. I tell people in my training flat out, you will lose more than you ever make. And I'm saying that on what I do, which we do similar things, but there's no investments, there's no extra money, there's no, if I am getting paid, it's very much so under the market. I tell people flat out in my training, because if Malcolm X, Martin Luther King died poor men. So I give people the reality. And for me, I understand, because we talk about that a lot. My son talks about that. You know, we got to show David Banner, we had him talk about, let's show that, you know, you can still make money doing this and this and that. But for me and my work, no, you need to really be, this is Moses time. You know, if you're not in this because you really in this, then you're not going to make it in the social justice space. We don't get paid, D. They don't pay us. Everything is expected to be for free. They don't expect us to live well. They don't expect us to have shit. They don't, I mean, literally.
Yeah.
So I have to be honest and say that no, it has not been profitable to be a prophetess in what I do. And it won't be. And I'm just saying, and if that don't work for you, then go ahead and get out. See, I'm all about Gideon's army. Let's just get the strong 300. Period. I appreciate speaking to the masses. I appreciate 46 million getting everybody on board. I appreciate the national conversation, but I'm just all right with just the 300. I'm all right with just the 12, and we really couldn't depend on the 12. Peter denied them, and Judas what? Betrayed him. So let's just go on and go with the 10, which is very important, by the way. And let's just get to it. But so that is where I think balance is important, because the moment they see they're not making that money, the moment they see you not getting paid, the moment they really find out what this is about, it run them out the game. And so now what I'm having a problem with is seeing so many rappers that are now dipping into politics, dipping into social justice.
Because they think it's a bag there.
Right, and some of them are getting a bag.
And they're getting a bag because they come in as celebrities.
Right, and then you leave our people hanging.
You leave our people hanging.
You sitting, you sitting up talking. I'm reaching out, hey, let's do this training. Let's do this, let's do da. Oh, he ain't into that unless he getting paid. So you hyping up everybody because you are making it seem cool to be in this space. But then you really ain't trying to do this for real.
Correct.
And then you got our people hanging when it's time to push the agenda year round. You know why? Because celebrities love applause. They only respond to applause. See, this work is not about applause. It's about boos. And celebrities tend to don't like to be booed. So the minute they get booed, oh, I'm out the game. And then the people in the comments, I don't blame them. But see, I do though. You shouldn't have never stepped over on this side. If you're looking for applause, don't come. If you're looking for money, don't come. So that's where our balance is. I appreciate the inspiration that you give people, but I want to not inspire you to get in the game if you ain't really with this for real. Because we have to at some point, D, separate the wheat from the tare, the goat from the sheep.
That's a fact. And they got a lot of people that's prostituting our pain as a community. They prostituting our plight to say, I figured out how to profit off of it, but I'm not really in it for the fight. So if you're going to prostitute our plight, but you're not really in it for the fight, at this point, we're going to call you out. We got to call it like it is. And that's something that, you're right, celebrities don't like getting booed. I remember, I don't be wanting to ever feel like a celebrity, right? Although I may walk around and at this point people look at it like Dee-1 is a celebrity. I remember getting on stage at one of my concerts, Tez, and I made the crowd boo me because I had never felt that experience of getting booed before, right? And I wanted to get booed, and I told them to boo me after every song that night. And some people might have thought this dude is crazy, but I needed to at least feel that to just understand that there's another side to just everybody loving everything you do. You know what I'm saying? And that helped me, that concert, because just hearing those boos, I realized that it didn't make me want to stop performing and doing what I was called to do. So that's how you know you really built for this, when you could get booed, but you know that I'm getting applause in heaven. You heard me? So the world can't see it right now, but my godly discernment lets me know that I'm doing the right thing. So even if y'all don't get it, it's bigger than your applause. You feel me?
But you've been seeing some impact. You've been making some impact. Because you've been like, Tezlyn, I'm really making a difference. You have slowly but surely seen, tell us that quickly, because when it started out, you was getting booed. But you've been getting some applause and a lot of support from the community. One person in particular, Project Pat. One of my favorite, because I admit to you, I still like a little bit of the ratchet. I can't help it. Keep me in prayer, D. I've been conditioned where I just, just like a little, but I'm honest enough to tell you that, I know that it's a conditioning. I understand your point that it hasn't affected my life the way it will a child. I'm on the right path. I've made the right decisions, but there's still something that calls me, which is what attracted me to you first with that spoken word about really asking yourself, what is it about this that I like? But tell me about Project Pat. Like, out of all people that I wouldn't have never guessed he would be called into the ministry and working with you.
So me and Project Pat got connected online, and we ended up doing a song together. The song is called All Glory to God, right? And I love the fact that me and Project Pat, when you hear those two names, Dee-1, Project Pat, people like, how is this gonna work?
Right.
Like how does this go together? You feel me? And what they don't realize is Project Pat has lived enough life to where he has seen that all that stuff that I once glorified and put out there, that stuff is worthless. And now Project Pat has made a 180 in his own personal life. And because of that, me and this brother, we got a great relationship, a great friendship. And the music we make, oh my goodness. Like that song we did, that song is breaking all kind of records right now. That song is all over the radio going crazy and people loving it. So we about to shoot the music video to it. And I like those type of connections, you know what I mean? I like the collaborations that make people say, hold on, that ain't supposed to work, Dee-1. You supposed to stay in your little positive box. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm about to put a song out with BG from my hometown.
Wow.
From New Orleans. Oh, Tez, when this song with BG come out, yo, this gonna mess people head up. You feel me? And I love it because me and BG, we ain't just do music together. We spent the whole day together building like this, off the mic, and realized, man, we come up 2 different parts of New Orleans, but we got a lot in common. And we connected on a human level, and it led to a great song. So that's what I want people to see, is it's not about excluding people. It's about what side of you do I want to really embrace. I just saw Meek Mill in the club during Super Bowl in New Orleans, right?
So you do still go to the club?
I went to the club because they told me Meek Mill was gonna be there that night. I don't know if you know or not, but Meek Mill was one of the artists who I kind of had some online, public back and forths with about a year ago. So now if he in my city and I got an opportunity to go to I gotta go to the club to go link with him face to face, to have a man-to-man talk, I'm with that. So 2:52 in the morning, I'm in the club, you heard me? And I'm in the club, and shout out to my little brother, Fredo Bang, because he knows Meek personally, so he facilitated it to make sure it was good. And I went, walked through, Meek had about 25 people with him. Went, walked through everybody, I had 2 people with me, you know what I mean? Went, walked through there, and we had a heart-to-heart. We had a man-to-man talk in the middle of the club. And I love Meek Mill for that.
Man, that's some real, man. Like, that's like for real. Taken from going online to let's link up, let's have the conversation. Wow.
I love Meek Mill for that. Like, I got goosebumps saying that because we in the club and we talking about what it is that we see that's wrong with our community. But Meek Mill is in a different position than I'm in.
Right.
I've been this way my whole career. Meek Mill is grown now and he's seeing, like, dang, they do got some stuff in our culture that's messed up. But Meek Mill is in it deeper than what I am. You feel me?
Yeah.
So
I remember the back and forth because you were telling them 1 minute you saying prison reform and how we need to get shout out to Reform Alliance, the homies over there. You saying 1 minute you saying this, another minute you saying that.
Yeah. I love Meek Mill for just sharing his heart with me.
Yeah.
And when 2 men could talk and be like, yo, this right here is something where I'm hearing your heart, you hearing my heart. We ain't even got to agree on everything, but we gonna leave with a greater level of respect for each other than we had before that talk. And because of that, it's like I'm rooting for Meek. Like, I've texted him since then, and it's something to where I am rooting for this brother because a better Meek Mill equals a better black community.
Oh, wow.
A better Jim Jones, a better Rick Ross, a better Dee-1 equals a better black community. And so that's all I'm saying. A better 50 Cent, a better Kanye West equals a better black community. But we got to get to the point to where we can have these uncomfortable conversations with each other. People don't want to talk, so I respect anybody that's down to have that talk. Meek Mill got my respect forever just because he was down at 2:52 in the morning to have a talk with me in the club. You feel me? And knowing that I'm not here to talk about strippers or alcohol or weed or nothing like that. Like, we in there talking some real talk about where we at this point in life as men and what we trying to do with our platforms. Hip-hop need to see that. That's gangster.
Right.
That's gangster.
Yeah.
All this other stuff that they talking about, that's not gangster. 50 Cent, your antics online, that's not gangster. Kanye West, I'm a Nazi, you not gangster. Stop. You feel me? That's gangster what Dee-1 and Meek Mill able to do. That's how we grow.
Tell us about the album before we get out of here. What can we expect? And
so my new album just dropped. It's called Timeless, Volume 2. The album fire, Tez, and I'm gonna tell you a secret. People loving the album. They saying it's my best album ever.
Wow.
Can I tell you a secret?
Yeah.
Every song on this album is between 10 and 15 years old.
Wow.
This album was a social experiment. What's the title of it? Timeless. My goal was to show people that when you make timeless music, not trendy music, but timeless music that's from the heart, that it don't matter when you make it, it's gonna always be relevant. So people don't even know that. I'm telling you they're exclusive. These songs is between 10 and 15 years old, but that's my new album that just came out, and everybody thinking it's brand new music. But it's proof that you should try to make timeless art instead of trendy art. You feel me? So Timeless Volume 2 is out right now. This is my 13th album of my career. Super proud of it. And after this one, though, I got, when I tell you I'm about to change the rap game this year.
Yeah.
My next album is called Hypocritical Hop. You heard me? About to change the game with this. My first single gonna be called Gangster. I can rap a little bit for you?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, do that for me.
All right, look. You ready?
I'm ready.
Excuse me, but I gotta let the Most High use me. Cause God working on me, but he also working through me. They usually asking me why I'm not in the streets. No, I ain't anti-social, I'm protecting my peace. Grew up in the East with the least, but we survived it too. And you calling boys your brothers, but which one's gonna ride for you? Ain't no G code no more, boy, the streets done lied to you. That's why I be in my bag, but I be in my Bible too. They don't like me, but they know they can't deny me. Man, I'm a real gangster, and you know right where to find me. Gangsta, do not try me. Growing and nurturing gifts, serving the Almighty. And I can't lie to you, I'm so proud of you if you take what's deep inside of you and allow it to reign. Charlemagne said, Dee-1, you necessary, brother. Well, I'm the son of God, so it's hereditary, brother.
I like the way you ended that. I like the way you said it's hereditary.
Yeah.
It reminds me of my poem, DNA Twisted.
Oh.
Lyric gifted.
Oh.
Use my words from politics to poetry, but either way I spit this. Can I go? No, I was about to give y'all a little bit of something. Y'all go look it up on SoundCloud.
Believe it.
But DNA Twisted means do not attack. You know,
Yeah.
He said I was free, so he sent his son back.
Yeah.
And you ain't got to like it because it's a spiritual fact. He came 40 generations strong enough to right all my wrongs. The enemy tried to defuse me, but when I get on this mic, God decided to use me. You should have killed me when you had the chance. And now they nervous because they know I'm taking them through the promised land. Write down my vision like Jesus did in the sand with spit. Oh yeah, we can. Can I get on the album?
I like that.
That was my little.
That was your audition.
Yeah, my
for the
little
next-
audition
for the
trying to.
next album. I like it. I like how you take
You know
your
when
voice.
I wrote that? 2010.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Timeless.
Timeless, baby.
Yeah, Timeless. Go get the album right now, man. Timeless Volume
get it
2
right now.
out right now.
You
straight
like
up.
I did my. I want to get back to my compliment though. You said you like how I do my voice up and down.
Yeah.
Just want to get you on record. saying
Yeah. I like that. I like how, for real, you got one of them. Okay, it's game time now, and you put your voice in another octave, and it's like, okay, everybody sit back, shut up, and listen.
That's that pastor in me. I know I'm called, but I try to. I'm telling you, it's hard. I don't want to make the sacrifice just
Well,
yet.
I'm your accountability partner.
You're my accountability
You hear me?
partner.
Straight up, it's so many people in our culture that's like, I know I got a bigger calling on me.
Yeah.
I know I got a bigger calling. And we wrestling with our flesh.
We
you hear
wrestling
me?
with our flesh.
That's what we doing.
Yeah.
But, you big sis to me, so lil bro, I'm going to be lil bro to you. But
Yeah.
but
When I call you now, you're gonna be like, no, you focus on your calling.
yeah, there you go.
I'm so glad to have you.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming by.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate it. Always come by. Welcome to pull up anytime.
Yeah, you
in
know what I'm about to
Atlanta.
do now? Like, just so people know, this is a lifestyle. After we finish this amazing interview, I got to go teach my college class. I got a whole bunch of students in Africa. I teach an
Yeah.
international
Wow,
class
wow.
to my students in Africa on Fridays. So
What's
I'm
the
going
class?
to teach them.
What's-
So I teach two classes. One is called The Intersection of Hip Hop and Social Change. That's one of my classes at Tufts University. And the other class that I teach now is a global storytelling class. It's called Your Story is Your Glory.
Yeah.
And it's communications and global storytelling. So I teach that to my students in Africa.
Okay, man, making global change. I'm proud of you, brother.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming by.
Appreciate you.
Yeah.